kickoff coming.
Yes, it is. It's the old, we talked about Big Ten, Pac-12 now, Big Ten, Pac-10. So Russell Crippen is back, and he's a guy you want to watch. Here's the spin. They go with an onside kick right off the bat. Did it go far? Glacier Peak saying they have it.
Glacier Peak got it.
They do. What a start for the Grizzlies.
Wow, and Scott, they catch everybody off guard, including us.
They did, and we didn't. Again, the coaches try and tip us off, but they did not this time. And number 27 for Glacier Peak came up with a big-time recovery.
Now that's a gutsy call right off the bat. In a big game like this.
Excuse me, sorry, Tim. Matthew Darling came up with the recovery.
Crazy aggressive call for Rowe. I like it, though. I love it.
Now, Becerra to start it off, hands it off to Dunbar. Dunbar stuttering, now crosses the 45, gets some room to inside the 40, and is down at the Panther 35. Another first down, another one, the first down of the game.
And that's a pickup for 15 yards for Quentin Dunbar. And you know what, Scott? He doesn't make that play last year. Totally different player you see this year with Quentin Dunbar.
Number 8, Quentin Dunbar, is somebody to watch. We talked about it last week. 1st and 10 now on this Panther 35 as Becerra looks over. Again, 8, Dunbar in the backfield along with Elledge. Looks like a broken play. Becerra has to take him, and he's pinwheeled down just to the line of scrimmage.
Looked like a broken play. I can't quite see what happened on that play, but I don't think that was the design of that.
Tanner Perry, the tackle there for Snohomish. Again, Tanner, a junior, and the son of somewhat long-time 30th year coach Mark Perry. That's a long time. Now Palmer on the left side, number 34. Makes a couple, but the Panthers are right up to stop him. Number 14 for the Panthers.
And
Isaac Meyer.
Not to take anything away from Glacier Peak offense, but they've struggled a little bit when they try to run up the middle. We'll have to see if they can open that up a little bit. The way to exploit that is by starting to pass the ball a little bit.
Starts out now 3rd and 9. Here's Becerra back to pass. Plenty of room. Fakes it now. He's going to drive, but there's Meyer, and they take him down. Yeoman there with the tackle, 86. The big fella, and also Varui.
Now, the thing what you may not have noticed there is Becerra, instead of losing about 5 yards, he picks up about 5 yards, and now they got a manageable 4th and 5, and this is typically where Rowe's going to go for it almost every time.
Becerra with some gaudy numbers, 332 yards last week, 3 touchdowns, 1 INT, but what a debut for Chris Becerra as he sits at 4th and 5 on the 31. Back to pass goes to Elledge. He catches it at the 30. Has a room.
See you later.
The kid, he's got a blocker. And he's in. Touchdown, Glacier Peak. On the first historic night when GP Grizzlies face the Panthers.
The wrestler starts it off for us, just like last week and just like last year at the beginning. Sean Elledge getting it started off.
With 9:39 left to go in the first quarter on a 4th and 5, Tim Boyle.
Well, and somebody had him at about, they would have had him about 3 yards short of that, but they grabbed onto his jersey and he wasn't going down. The thing about Sean is you can't really tackle him but with one guy. You've got to bring 3 or 4 guys at him.
Now we have Branson Corwin on for the extra point.
No extra point.
He's going for 2, and there's Corwin in for the 2-point conversion. Good. 8-0, 9:39. Glacier Peak, surprising first drive.
You're a little too loud in your mic.
Wow.
Well, and we see, you see couple things, Scott. You see them go for an onside kick right off the bat. You see him go for it on 4th and 5. You see him go for a 2-point conversion. Not surprised out of Glacier Peak. That's kind of textbook Glacier Peak. However, they did surprise us with that onside kick.
And just like that, we like to say, they surprised everybody in the house with that one, including yours truly. Unbelievable. We'll be back as we'll see if they actually do kick it off in the first series for Snohomish right after this. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Now you have that great neighborhood pub to relax, have fun with friends, and not have to go to some big chain. That's right, the Twisted Lime Pub has great drink specials, delicious food, your favorite game on, and the music you will love. Located close to home in between Mill Creek, Snohomish, and South Everett, you're never too far to stop in and enjoy the great atmosphere and top-notch service. They feature the best microbrews on tap, a full bar, so come on in after the game. Tim and I will be there. The Twisted Lime Pub, your local neighborhood pub. Welcome back. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network, STSPN.com. Right out of the gate, an onside kick, then a drive, 4th and 5, a 31-yard running touchdown after the catch by Sean Elledge, and it's 8-0 with Branson, and they cannot return that.
Cannot return it. It's not like pro football or college. You can't run them out.
In this booth, it is Tim Foolery, and that is exactly what JP started with.
Yeah, no, the 4th and 5 didn't surprise me. The 2-point conversion didn't really surprise me, but that onside kick was a real gutsy move in a big game like this.
And I know as we talked pregame, and you saw a lot of articles out there, as Rory Rosenbaugh, the coach for Glacier Peak, and Mark Perry, good friends, and they'll be talking about that one. Now we get to see Janae. Hands it off to 14. Isaac Meyer, and he doesn't get much there at all.
Well, nobody was fooled on that play.
So Meyer, number 14 in the backfield. You're going to see Kyle Janae had a good start really last week, even in the loss, 11 for 17. Not too bad, Mark Perry said.
No, and tonight you're going to see, and you know, Snohomish has always run the wing T, and they told us they've kind of abandoned the wing T and they're running the power I this year.
Excellent. It is 8-0, Glacier Peak on top with a 2-point conversion, kind of a surprise one, as the Panthers now 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Hands it to the first back through the line, and he is absolutely dominated up front, and that is Bussing, Dunbar, and Crew.
Well, they may have to go to a different game plan. If they're going to be doing that all night, it's going to be a long night for Snohomish. The problem is if they get behind too much, it'll take them right out of their game plan. So we'll see what happens.
3rd down and 10 now for Snohomish. Still at their own 20. First series of the game, 8-0, Glacier Peak on top. Janae now goes back to pass. Goes over the middle. It's caught at the 27-yard line by Tanner Perry.
Well, the problem is that's going to give them still going to be about two yards short of a first down.
Trey Chambers, who had just a monster defensive game last week, Tim, on the tackle.
Yeah, Trey's going to we'll look for him to have another big game. I think he got the punting unit on. I don't think they're going to be that aggressive and go for it down there. Now, Rowe probably would.
9-yard
Snohomish,
gain.
that wouldn't really. Well, they might be going for it.
See who they have in.
The crowd. We got some boos out of the crowd. I'm not sure what they're booing. No, they're punting.
Number 17 is in.
Number 12 is punting.
Number 12, their punter, Colin Shelton. The punter, and back to receive is the familiar crew.
Timeout.
Of Elledge and Trey Chambers. They took a timeout on the field. We'll be back with this punt. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Physical therapy is a specialty focused on treating musculoskeletal dysfunction, movement dysfunction. We're on the cutting edge at Integrated Rehabilitation Group. We look at function. We talk about the total body and treating the total person. All of our therapists have a master's degree, and more importantly, a lot of them have doctorate degrees. Movement is the key. The old way in physical therapy was to treat them on the table. We get people off the table, on the ground, and start moving them in a normal pattern, because life is movement.
Welcome back.
Sean Elledge is receiving right now, so that's a problem, right? Oh,
There was a delay. Colin Shelton gets the punt off. It takes a bounce at the Glacier Peak 36.
you got a flag on the play. Well, usually that 90% of the time that's an illegal block in the back. It looked like it could be against number 10, Kainoa Wong.
Kainoa with a huge week last week. On defense, did a tremendous job. Had the interception that sealed the game.
He did. They put the varsity back in. Kainoa picked it off. Ended the game.
So 21.
Sean
Elledge was around. There was no catch, but they will start.
I think the flag is on Kainoa Wong for an illegal block in the back.
The officials sorting it out.
Elledge is having a little chat with him, wants to get a little clarification.
Mark Perry was an assistant coach when Coach Rory Rosenbaugh played for Snohomish, Tim.
Correct. So both these people were under Armstrong's wing.
Before the game, if you saw both as the coaching staffs came in, you saw them all shaking hands, saying hello. I mean, 17 of these coaches are from the Dick Armstrong family tree, the coaching tree.
That's amazing. Armstrong's been retired since 1994, and you got 17 coaches on the field that have a direct link to Dick Armstrong. That's why there's a statue of him out on this stadium.
Did have a nice picture of that in a local publication. 7:13 left to go in the first quarter. Got a quick start. Glacier Peak came out firing, and now we're back. They're sitting 1st and 10 on their own 23. Becerra back to pass. Over the middle, it's caught at the 31 by Marcos Baruch, his first catch of the night. Marcos Baruch, Tim Boyle, what a stud.
We will be seeing a lot of him tonight and a lot for the rest of the year.
2nd and 3 now on the 23. Number 5, Marcos Baruch. Watch him. He's on the far side. Here's Becerra back to pass, going over the middle.
There he is. Oh!
The fingertips of Baruch, number 5.
Oh, and that would have been 6 points, Scott, just right off of the fingers.
Having a flashback of last week where I thought it was Dunbar, and you kindly corrected me on that touchdown for Baruch, the 59-yarder last week. So brings up 3rd down and 2 on their own 31. Glacier Peak up 8-0 on a touchdown and a 2-point conversion on their first series. Now we have in the near side Austin Hines, number 11. You have Sean Elledge, 21, and big play Josh May on the inside with Baruch. Becerra back to pass, little bubble screen to Palmer. Palmer, plenty of room, past the 40, 45, and gets down to 46. Fumbles
He was
off
down,
the ground.
though. He was down. I'm not sure what they're going to call.
The officials looking to each other, saying he was down.
It looked like he was down from here. What are they calling that?
Going to the line judge, one of the keys Mark Perry said they got to do tonight is get turnovers. TOs, baby.
That'll be a big turnover, but he sure looked like he was down from here.
They're talking about it right now. He was asking, looking over to the sideline judge, what the call was if he was down.
From here, it didn't even look close. It looked like he was down for quite a, both knees down for quite, first down, Glacier Peak is the call. Good call by the refs there.
So Palmer,
crowd doesn't like it though, Scott.
Number 34, Palmer, a nice run. Little center bubble screen for a first down. Now at the Glacier Peak 48, Becerra in the shotgun. Palmer behind him. Elledge now in motion. Fakes it and gets it out to Elledge. Now on the far side, has a blocker, but a nice stick by number 24, Ben Johnson for the Panthers.
We got laundry on the field there, Scott. I think it's coming back. It's a hold.
It's against Glacier Peak. Tim, you are psychic when it comes to penalty speculation.
I've got an eye for the flag.
Why is that? Should we read a little
I
deeper
got
into
flagged
that?
a lot when I was a kid.
So brings up now, they're going to keep it as they're walking backwards back into Glacier Peak territory. It's a legal motion.
Touching. Illegal touching, I thought he said. No illegal motion.
I don't think. That's what. First down still, 1st and 15 for Glacier Peak. We got off to a bang, and it has just been choppy ever since.
I think Glacier Peak would rather have 1st and 15 than 2nd and 11.
You got Sean Elledge, 21 to the near side. Here's Becerra, fakes the pass. They're rushing, gets it over to Baruch, off his pads, incomplete.
Baruch struggling a little bit. 2 drops in a row.
Had a big night last Friday.
But you know what?
Jumpy.
He kind of had a little mishap last week, and he came back really strong after it. So that's what I expect out of him tonight.
That's true. Gray, a great player for Lake Stevens, had a tremendous catch and touchdown last week, and Baruch was there. So Becerra now 2nd and 15 as they look over to the coach. You have now big on the far side, 15, big Nick Allen, 6'4". Hands off to Palmer now, up the middle, 34, chugging along, but a nice tackle by 38, Jake DeHaan.
Well, he got about 6 of it. That brings it, makes it a little more manageable, 3rd and 9.
Good pickup by Palmer. Again, talked about him last week. Was just a monster on the offensive side and defensive side. Number 34, Michael Palmer, is a guy you want to watch. 3rd down and 8, right on the mid-stripe line. Becerra back to pass. Looking downfield, he goes. It's
got bumped,
incomplete. Broken up by 14, or number 10, Russell Crippen.
And that was Nick Allen there in the bat that got. They kind of got bumped each other, but that was incidental contact.
Meyer in there as well. Crippen, you have to watch, a big all Westco North 4A.
And they're going for
player.
it, 4th and 8, and they're going for it from the 50-yard line, Scott.
Becerra back, fakes it now. He's got rushers. 21, Elledge has it at the 50. He stopped. A great drop by Tanner Perry.
Yeah, and it looks like Elledge kind of lost his footing. He was kind of going east and west there, lost his footing, and they were able to get him.
That was Sean Elledge, number 21, trying to pick up a 1st down, and that was number 11, Tanner Perry, the son of Coach Perry, making a great open field tackle.
Okay, Scott, Perry talked about turnovers are going to be big, and that's a big turnover on downs there. Gives them a good short field, too. We'll see if they can make anything out of this.
5:10 left to go in this first quarter of this historic matchup between these two schools. First time ever. As Janae, number 13, now he goes over on the far side to number 10, Crippen, and has a little discussion. Crippen now in motion. Flag on the play. Looks like there was a little confusion there. Was that a delay of game?
I couldn't tell what that went against Snohomish. Some type of illegal procedure. Dead ball, pet foul of some sort.
So, not the way that they wanted to start out.
They're going backwards.
They are going backwards. You can see the cheerleaders, Snohomish cheerleaders. All right, 1st and 15, Janae. Stitch in the backfield. Fakes. It does get it. No, fakes it. Hands it over to Stitch. Gets it at the 50. He's got more. He's brought down. Just across the 40, inside the 40 of Glacier Peak territory. 1st down.
And that was a good-looking play by Snohomish. And, Scott, that's what they will need to do to open up that running game. If they want to run it down, if they want to run it up the gut, they're going to need to do more of that to open that up.
Garrett Stitch on the reception, number 25. A nice run by Stitch after the catch. Janae now. Under center. Gets the handoff to number 14, and he is stopped Isaac Meyer on the carry for the Panthers.
Well, you got to hand it to Coach Hannon right now. He's got the defensive line all jacked up, and they're not giving up anything at the line there.
2nd and 10 now, clock ticking down, just coming to 4 minutes left in this first quarter. Glacier Peak with an 8-0 lead over Snohomish, but Snohomish now on their first good-looking series here, the first down of the game. 2nd and 10. Janae now under center. Hands it off to Meyer. In the backfield is Call, but May and company there after Justin Jacobson there for just to pick up a couple.
Yeah, and he was fortunate. He got back to the original line of scrimmage there, which is going to bring up a little lengthy 3rd and 10.
Number 38, Austin Jacobson, who had a nice game, big year last year.
He did. He had some big hits last year.
3rd and 10 on the 39-yard line. 3:20 left in the first quarter. Big third down here for Snohomish, Tim.
They need to convert here.
Stitch in the backfield. Janae now back to pass. He's got rushers. Goes over. It's tipped and it's incomplete. Intended for number big 86. Ty Carlson. Oh, excuse me. That's 85. Big Kyle Yeoman.
So that's brings up a 4th and 10. Now I'd probably go for it from there. I hate to punt inside the 40-yard line. It's kind of like the magical line for me anyway. But I'm not coaching football either. But
well, Mark Perry is more conservative probably by nature, would you say?
Well, definitely a tale of two different coaches there. But he might even go for it here. Well, they lined up like they're going to punt.
Shelton now back to punt. And back to receive is Sean Elledge, number 21.
Now, look at that. It looked like a dead ball foul. Typically, that's going to go against the offense.
Shelton trying to catch him off guard.
Delay of game.
Delay of game on Snohomish again.
Now they will not probably be going for the fake punt.
Well, they played their card.
They did.
They showed their card.
Well, plus now you got 4th and 15 instead of 4th and 10. Showed their card. More likely they'll punt it here. But I was expecting to see some type of fake punt out of there.
So now he punts. Elledge is the lone man back to receive.
Are they going to kick it to him, Scott?
I don't know. Shelton, he looks like it. Nice high
That is a
punt.
nice punt.
Elledge calls for fair catch, but
It's
a
in the
nice
end zone.
punt by Colin Shelton.
And he was actually just about a yard away from sticking that thing right on the 1-yard line. That was a nice looking punt.
So with that, still 8-0.
Yep.
It is a touchback, and they'll start on their own 20 with 3:03 left in the first quarter. 8-0 Glacier Peak on top so far. A warm evening, Tim Boyle. 83 at the start.
Yeah, and it was just like last year, Scott. We opened up with 2 really warm games.
We kind of have a raw view here right now. Becerra back. Dunbar behind him. Fumbles the snap. Becerra's going to get it. He has stood up. What a defensive play by the Panthers. We're right in the backfield, Tim.
Well, the Panthers are showing that their defensive line is very aggressive, too.
And that's big number 85 for Snohomish. For Snohomish defense. You got big Kyle Yeoman up there, 86. And Ty Carlson. 2nd and 11, they lost a yard. Michael Palmer in the backfield. Trey Chambers and Dunbar on the near side. Big Nick Allen on the far side. Becerra back to pass. Gets it over. It's caught by Allen at the 36-yard line for a Glacier Peak first down.
Big catch by Nick Allen. He had a couple of them last week, too.
He had a big touchdown reception last week. So 1st and 10 now for Glacier Peak. Becerra now hands it off to Palmer. Finds a seam, a crack.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Somebody in front of him, 29 trying to catch him. He looks in the rearview mirror, but it's no good. Touchdown, Glacier. Glacier Peak.
Scott, where did Palmer come up with all this speed all of a sudden? He did the same thing last week. That was like a duplicate of last week. Nobody could catch up with him.
Like he was on the freeway looking in the mirror going, keep looking back.
Is
Michael
that coming
Palmer
back?
with another huge run.
Uh-oh. Is that coming back?
Oh.
You're kidding me. And Palmer's just beside himself. He just went down to his knees and said, "Say it ain't so." I didn't see the flag.
A 64-yard run.
Oh. And that, that hurts a kid like Palmer the most.
Holding call.
I didn't see the flag, didn't see the hold.
Michael Palmer used up a lot of juice right there.
That was a great play.
Just now down to 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Glacier Peak up 8-0. We are working on our software. See, we have the score up. We're going raw. Becerra now hands it off to Quentin. No, that is
another flag.
Palmer with another flag.
Holy moly. They're quick to grab the flags tonight, Scott.
And that was Josh Pinka on the carry, number 22. A junior. Got a few carries last week. And
face mask.
Face mask on the Panthers.
Should be an automatic first down. That's a costly penalty by maybe that was a makeup call.
Well, we talked last week. Last year, Glacier Peak was just haunted by devastating penalties at the worst time.
Well, it happened tonight.
Just
that
got
took
one.
6 points right off the board on them. But you're right, they were. It was the timing of the penalties that killed them.
The Hawks.
Oh, they didn't give him they gave him the inadvertent face mask call, so it's not a first down.
So 2nd and 1 now. Becerra sets it up. Number 11, Austin Hines, and Trey Chambers now meet in front as the officials are still discussing.
They're squawking about it. It should be a first down. Yeah, there we go. It is a first down.
PA announcer even chimes in. I
think they heard me talking.
They probably did. They always do, don't they?
They should. I think they got a mic from me, and
now they're saying first.
It's first down, but I don't know why they're not moving the chains. But you got to move the chains there, guys.
We're going back old school tonight on our feed.
Oh, they're giving it 1st and 1, they're saying. They're saying it's 1st and 1. Now, I have not ever seen 1st and 1 on the 46.
I don't know that I have either.
It was a second down.
Yeah, I don't. I'm confused on this one.
Well, as they call it.
1st and 1 on the 46.
Here's Palmer, gets some great penetration in the backfield, and he might not make that first down, but I think he did.
He's there.
Jake DeHaan on the stop for Snohomish.
Palmer's still huffing and puffing after that 60-some yard run that he outran everybody on.
So 1st and 10 now, right at the mid-stripe line. They've been here before. Chris Becerra now looking over to his coaches. He's back to pass. Now he goes down the middle of the field. Overthrown, incomplete to
Sean Elledge is kind of petitioning for a little flag there. There was some extracurricular going on there, and they didn't see it.
Boomer Vari on the coverage. I like his first name, Boomer.
Now, I will tell you, Scott, that one thing Snohomish has in their favor is they're slowing down the tempo of this game. And that's really what you need to do with Glacier Peak. You got to slow down their tempo, and Snohomish is doing a great job of it right now.
1:19 left in the first quarter. Glacier Peak up 8-0. 2nd and 10. Becerra back to pass, looking over the middle. He has Hines. Incomplete.
Right off the fingers.
Austin Hines, number 11.
That was a catchable ball. Kind of Becerra's getting plagued tonight by a few drop passes.
Well, he gave him quite a lead. Definitely a catchable ball.
Yeah, it kind of went off his fingertips, but definitely he's been plagued. And then, of course, he got plagued by that holding call.
So 3rd down and 10 now. Minute 14 left in the first quarter. Glacier Peak up 8-0. Becerra back to pass now. Looking to his right, going deep down the near sideline. Looking for big play. May, and it's intercepted by number 10, Russell Crippen, the all-Wesco player, defensive player last week, and that's what Coach Perry wanted, a big-time turnover.
Well, they've kind of got two now. They've got a turnover on downs, and they got this turnover, and Russell Crippen read that all the way. That pass shouldn't have been hung up there.
Number 10, Russell Crippen. There was no return on that. He intercepted it, and they'll get the ball.
Penalty at the end of the play. Didn't see what the penalty was on the end of the play.
Interesting officiating early on.
Yeah, a lot
here.
of flags tonight. We didn't see that many last week, but definitely a lot this week.
Janae hands it off up the middle. Not much, maybe a couple, and a huge pile for the Grizzlies.
And they're really, they're not getting any type of penetration there on the Grizzly defense.
And that's Boomer on the carry there. And Dunbar was on the bottom of the pile amongst others. 2nd and 7 now on their own 10-yard line for the Panthers in red. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Janae, the quarterback, under center. Now Crippen in motion. Fakes the handoff, rolls right, going to go over to Stitch. Stitch catches it at the 25 and a little more for a Panther first down.
And that's a big play there for them. Scott, I'd look for them to do that a lot more tonight because they're not having any success running it up the middle on them.
25, Garrett Stitch with another nice play. Sean Elledge, the wrestler, finally bringing him down. 1st and 10, 16 seconds left. Glacier Peak up 8-0. As Janae brings them up again. Power eye set. Looks over now. Janae hands it to the first up back, 25.
He'll get right to the line of, right about to the line of scrimmage. Maybe they give him 1 yard on that.
Bussing on the tackle there for Glacier Peak.
Again, not much success. Not much success running it up the middle. That's that's Snohomish's bread and butter, that run up the middle.
So that's the end of the first quarter. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We're going to keep the visual there. We're going to take an audio break just for a few seconds. We'll be back right after this.
Hey sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the Westco Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the Westco Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the Westco Conference.